to ban something specific out against her. But looks like they are gonna be banning out a hero that is, of course, well, it is the Brewmaster. And I mean, Brewmaster it's not really the hero that you're then banning out. Well, it is, obviously, but you ban out a hero that at level 6 has got that ultimate, so you can't push in against him. You basically cannot push in against a Brewmaster that has his ultimate up. And that's the reason why we see him being banned out. We have a Windrunner picked up, so that's gonna be the long lane solo for Natural 9, and I think we're still gonna see either an Enchantress or a Nature's Prophet coming off for them, but we'll see what they're actually going to be doing. We have, of course, got the Shadow Demon picked up by Ice Climber, so that makes a lot more sense because, wow, Shadow Demon together with Leshrac is, of course, a great combination. Shadow Demon together with the Pugna, also a great combination. And you know why? Because you can have a disruption. The Pugna Blast will be able to go after that, and you will have the Soul Catcher up on that. And Pugna Blast is already so damn painful to begin with, especially if you have a Decrepify up on there as well. So it's going to be tricky to have that up against Natural 9. And Pugna is considered to be one of the best pushing.
10 seconds remaining.
Or no, let's not put it that way. Pugna is considered is the hero that has the most spammable pushing ability. There, that sounds a lot more neutral, doesn't it? With, of course, the Blast having a very short cooldown, and if you try to push it against him, I mean, it's gonna be okay if you do that for a tier 1 and tier 2, but as soon as you try to push up the base against a Pugna, it will be very tough to do that, because those blasts are gonna be very, very painful. But let's see, Natural 9 actually taking quite a long time. Of course, well, I was expecting them to go for a jungle hero, to go for a Nature's Prophet or for an Enchantress, and either they're debating which one of the two they should have, or maybe they're thinking about going for a tri-lane still. I mean, we're gonna have a Pugna mid up against the Queen of Pain, most likely. We're gonna have Phantom Lancer or Shrek, Shadow Demon on the tri-lane, safe tri-lane if safe tri-lane, I think. Should be okay. And Darkseer on the off lane. I mean, that's it for Ice Climbers. Natural 9, they just have to decide, but and it's a Venomancer. Ooh, I like it. Well, one, because I like Venomancer, but two, I haven't seen him in ages. But look at, I mean, we have a Venomancer. It's nice against a Phantom Lancer also because his poison just ticks a bit harder, of course, on those illusions. So you might be able to see earlier which one is a real one and which one isn't. But it's gonna be very painful on the lane. If it's gonna be a tri-lane with that, and there's gonna be an aggressive tri-lane maybe for Ice Climbers, then that's gonna be tough to take. But I don't think there's gonna be an aggressive tri-lane actually. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Let's see who is playing what. We'll jump ourselves over to Ice Climbers first. We see Solo playing the Leshrac. Everybody's going to the bottom lane so far, so we'll see how that goes. We're gonna have Sharfake playing the Pugna. It will be Nexus on the Phantom Lancer. Lolik will be playing the Darkseer, and Dread will be playing the Shadow Demon this game. And they're gonna try to see if they can find someone in the jungle. But you know, we can see the minimap. We know that everybody of Natural 9 is on the top lane. Where we see Risk playing the Windrunner, it will be Shatan on the Queen of Pain. Timmy will be playing the Venomancer. We have Harakun on his Anti-Mage, and Godot will be playing the Rubik this game. So it looks to be indeed a tri-lane coming off from Natural 9. Safe tri-lane though, but we'll find out for sure soon, because everybody is now roaming around to a different lane. Anti-Mage is going to check if there's going to be a rune here, see if he can get lucky with that one. Windrunner, of course, going towards the bottom lane. Now, Windrunner is going to, if she's going to be up against a tri-lane from Ice Climbers, it's not going to be that easy for her. I mean, the Lance has a very long range. If there's a disruption, there will be a stun to follow up. There's nothing that Windrunner can really do against it. She can't normally get away in time because, I mean, even with a Windrunner, it's just not fast enough. It's that simple. So she has to be very careful because it can go south very early on. But we'll see how she's gonna be able to deal with that one. As we have already got a smoke up, we have a Gale and a Telekinesis at the ready, and they're gonna go towards the middle lane. They want to try to farm this Pugna, because that's the thing about a Pugna. He's not picked up that often because he is a fairly squishy hero. He's not that fast. Well, he's actually pretty decent fast. Gale though, he still hits Telekinesis as well. There goes to a blast. Can they get the first blood? Should be able to. One more hit needed. Bam, you're dead. Timmy picks it up. First blood goes to him, and that should be the start of many more kills to come. Telekinesis to start that off, and that's also the Windrunner coming in, by the way. The harassment from Solo there, but that's the first blood, not missed by me. Woohoo. But yeah, solid kill. That's what you can do against Pugna. Doesn't have escape mechanisms, doesn't have anything to deal with that one. Until he's a bit more tanky. For now though, he's gonna try to push this slightly, see if he can get a 2-minute rune. Maybe might be the thing that he's gonna be forcing Queen of Pain not to be able to go for, because of course he'll be busy with farming the creeps under his tower. Well, let's see if Sheever gonna get that lucky. Maybe he's gonna force Solo to go into the bottom lane to do it there. Of course, for Windrunner, what I was gonna say is it is not easy for her to be up against a Shadow Shaman. Oh, I already said that actually. Up against a Phantom Lancer, that is. But what is a thing that Windrunner can do? He can farm Ancients, and that is... Wait a second. Nah, it's fine. And that is something that you can't do with every offlaner, but considering Windrunner's long range, you don't really have to wait until you're higher level to really do this. You can just continue to res. It is not as fast as farming on the bottom lane and getting the experience there, but you know, you can't really do that anyway because you'll die. So a pretty decent way to still get something done here. Though of course it's a pretty obvious thing to do also, so we might be seeing someone from Ice Climbers to actually go there and try to do something, as we already see Shaitan being harassed here, and he is now out of regens, forced to pop his salve. And Sharfik doesn't have his bottle just yet. He's gonna be really sad about that one. Courier's still standing. What? They changed his name? Apparently that courier's name is Dread. Okay. But yeah, we have got a tough lane for the Queen of Pain actually, by the looks of it. Well, after that first blood, of course, she is going to be in favor, but she's not going to be having a very much easier time than the other than Pugna. I mean, even with that kill, and it looks like Pugna is going to get some help as well. We've got, of course, the disruption followed up by Split Earth. And they want to try to do the same thing. They want to try to catch at the Queen of Pain, but she already scouts him out. There's the disruption, should be coming soon, otherwise Shaitan will be able to get away. The Decrepify there, but it's slightly too slow. And it was already Dread that decided to back off before the Decrepify hit, so they're not going to be able to do something with that gank. As, by the way, in the meantime, Lolik, as expected, also not able to stand against that top lane, will be farming in the jungle, which is something that he can do a lot faster than his Windrunner can. Windrunner, who's now going to for the last golem, level 2 for now, but you know, slowly but steadily. That's all you basically can hope for.
Too bad.
In the meantime, the mid lane is gonna be... I mean, I'm sitting in the mid lane because this is the lane where there should be action, because the rest of the lanes don't have anything to deal with any other hero that's on their lane, because Windrunner is farming Ancients and Darkseers in the jungle, and so the rest of the supports are just PvEing basically. They're just gonna go pull, even though it looks like these are gonna actually try to push something. Nah. Lane will be pushed out though. That might actually be something that Risk is waiting for. Risk really wants to have that farm, and that's gonna be them. You know, they notice that there's yeah, that there's Ancients being taken down. They now also saw that one, so Solo is just gonna stand here. Has of course got a sentry ward, could try to block something if he wants to. Risk already being very safe. They of course have that ward there, so they saw them coming in, meaning he can farm safe. As Pugna has picked up an invisibility rune. In the meantime, the top lane is gonna... Was that intentional or not? That's the question. Doesn't look like it. Was it? Nope. I don't think that was intentional. Oh, he still dies though. Dying shell. It's funny. But yeah, ooh, wait a second, Winter in trouble. Nah, we'll be fine. But yeah, push comes in on the top lane from Natural 9, wants to go for the tier 2, tier 1 rather, as Lolik is already on the top lane, back to see if he can get some of this experience. In the meantime, Windrunner still went down to that combination, as the Shadow Demon still goes down to the tower. So this was still the combination that I talked about. Disruption there, Split Earth there to follow up on, and the Lance of course also. I mean, Windrunner is not going to do anything then anymore, and they will be able to push down this tower. They have, of course also have got 2 levels of Edict, and I like that we saw Solo cancelling his animation for the Edict, but the fortification still went through, so they will be able to use the full Edict duration in a moment on that bottom tier 1 tower, as we have an invisibility rune activated on Sharfik, and he's looking for an opening, but his invis rune is gonna run out soon, and he notices that he can't do anything anyway, so he'll just leave. In the meantime, we'll be Shadow Demon, that's also on the top lane, seeing if he can help out with something, but also backing off, knowing that he couldn't do anything anymore. As we have got Queen of Pain in the meantime, getting some free farm on this middle lane. She's 32 for 6. Wow, Sonic Wave. Can he get him though? He can actually, maybe. He still has 3 bottle charges, but here comes Dread. And that is gonna be enough of a reason for Queen of Pain to get himself out of there. Sonic Wave being used for that. Central being placed up on there as well. They want to go for this. Disruption. Soul Catcher goes up on the Venomancer though. There goes to a blast. Gale goes through, and that is gonna be Sharfik with a double damage rune. Did not get hit by that, and will be able to pick up Shaitan with the double damage rune, as Venomancer still picks him up now. It's support versus support, but the Soul Catcher's already on there, and it looks like Dread is gonna be winning this battle. And Venomancer supports might be able to pick him up actually. Hello, Godot. That's gonna be him taking away the gold, but that's still gonna be 2 for 2 trade. So even for both sides, picking up the mid laner and picking up the support. With I guess the advantage goes to Natural Knight because they picked up the last 0. Not exactly sure how that works, but it's 2 for 2. He gets the gold. He gets the solo experience. In the meantime, Windrunner, look at that harassment with those lances. That's so difficult to take. And she is level 3 right now, up against a level 7 Phantom Lancer. So she's getting lances thrown at her that are actually level 4. And I mean, that's just tough to take. In the meantime, tower's still not going down though. Tier 1 tower top also not yet going down, but that's a bit closer to going down as it gets pushed again. Even though we do have Lolik TPing again towards the top lane, trying to take it, trying to maybe do something, maybe trying to deny it. No, can't do that one, can't do anything. Anti-Mage Harakun picks up the gold, has got his Hand of Midas. And we have got Pugna taking a lot of damage in the mid lane. That was a, well, Queen of Pain maybe in some trouble. Blast won't be hitting anybody though, and he will be getting away with enough life to survive, because of course life stole that one, as we have an Edict again on the tier 1 tower bottom. With now also Venomancer Wards trying to stop the push, but that's not going to be any help. Solo picking up the kill for that one for the tower. More gold for him. In the meantime, this middle lane, I mean, yeah, Sharfik gave away first blood, so in theory should be in favor of Natural Knight, but we see that it's just very even still. As we do have Sharfik picking up a regen rune, and now Shaitan, trouble for him. Gonna land a Shadow Strike and a Scream and be forced to back out, but here comes the rest of Ice Climbers. Can they actually go in on this? I don't think they can. It is nighttime though, I don't think she saw them, but it's a bit too risky. Too many people missing from the map. Bottle empty. It's not something that you really want to go into. And in the meantime we see Venomancer. Oh, that wall of wards is all that stands between him and the level 8 Phantom Lancer. 4 heroes in the mid lane in the meantime for Ice Climbers. They're really making this 4.1 strat working for them. As the Soul Catcher comes here, Blink Away is faster than the Shrek Split Earth, and Shaitan will be able to get himself out. But Godot, I don't think he's gonna be as lucky, but the Telekinesis is still there, might be able to get away. Got 2 stacks, 1 stack of Shadow Poison, there's a life steal, and that's gonna be Phantom Lancer still picking up the kill. As here comes Queen of Pain, has got herself a Sonic Wave as well. If she can get enough harassment up on Sharfik, doesn't even need it, just blinks in for a scream, but was that actually worth it? No, it wasn't! Because Dread picks up the kill the moment she blinked in, and she couldn't get herself out of that one anymore, and this will be a tier 1 tower going down in favor of Ice Climbers, as we have the gold graph still around even. Because of course the towers were traded, 1 tier 1 tower for each team. Now though, with Ice Climbers picking up an extra tier 1 tower, there might be a difference going in favor of Ice Climbers. The kill score is 5 to 6, so very even on that accord, as well as the experience graph because of that even kill score. It's very even. What else to say about that? Nothing really, to be fair. It's pretty standard, as we do have Darkseer going for a pipe by the looks of it. Continues to defend the top lane for now. As Nexus just go back to farming on the bottom lane, goes for the Fusel Blade, a bit of a standard item for him. And Windrunner probably gonna go for a Force Staff when she gets the gold. Even though this Windrunner is not really that farmed, so she's a bit far behind. Hey, one hero that we haven't really looked at that much, even though you know he has been free farming and got the tower gold as well, is the Anti-Mage. And with that Hand of Midas, he is able to farm a lot faster than the Phantom Lancer, because Phantom Lancer doesn't have a Hand of Midas. And of course Anti-Mage regardless is a hero that farms a lot faster than a Phantom Lancer, or at least when he gets his Battle Fury, if he's indeed going for that, which I think he is. But But yeah, Anti-Mage definitely pulling ahead in the net worth, as we do have Shadow Demon picking off the Queen of Pain. Shaitan overextending quite far. Picked up a Leshrac still though, like died for a kill on the support Leshrac, not really worth it. So we have on the top lane Blast going through Harakun, finally getting a bit contested for his farm. As we now see that the Phantom Lancer is getting slightly even, also just had something brought to him, of course, the things that were in the screw is the Fusion Blade being ready. Looks like they want to go for this. There's gonna also be a Leshrac from the bottom though. Gale goes through, goes on the Pug, now just right clicks going through, the Crepify also on there, and he has to get away. Leshracs are not hitting anymore. And it is a natural 9 that is trying to get himself out of there. Telekinesis still there, but Godot will take a dive. Harakun still not comfortable, blinking away, wants to only blink when it's absolutely necessary. As Venomancer is gonna be finding himself together with solo Venomancer. Nova going through as Anti-Mage goes down on the side. And the Nova won't kill Leshrac, but that dot from the Poison Sting will, definitely. So Venomancer kills Leshrac, Leshrac kills the Venomancer, and it was Lolik that picks up the kill on Harakun. That was actually the first time he died. Leshrac still died, of course, to the Venomancer, but I mean, Anti-Mage died before then, and didn't even get an assist, didn't get anything from that kill, so that's quite painful, and they will lose their last tier 1 tower as well. Natural 9 starting to lose some ground here on gold as well as on experience, of course, with those kills going the way of Ice Climbers. As in the meantime, Phantom Lancer, he is a happy bunny. He's farming on the top lane now also, with this Diffusal Blade ready. And will be able to stand against that Anti-Mage sooner or later. We have seen fights between teams with Phantom Lancer on one team and Anti-Mage on the other team before though. And I mean, we've seen both results, and I do believe that Natural 9 has seen both results as well. Even I think they were the ones victorious versus a Phantom Lancer with their Anti-Mage, but we'll see if they can pull that off again. As well, so far net worth is still ahead, but I mean the control is just starting to lag slightly. Oh hello, Venomancer. I think that they're a bit outnumbered. 3 versus 1 is in the meantime. Leshrac is also outnumbered, with Shaitan taking a lot of damage from that Edict still. Actually used the Sonic Wave for that kill. With Windrunner being present for that, that's really important because she needs that experience. She's now level 7, and if we look at the level differences, we definitely see that. Natural 9, I mean, we knew that they were slightly behind, but Windrunner is one of the bigger reasons that they are behind, because, I mean, if you take a look at the 2 offlaners that we have, of course, 1 on each team, we've got the Darkseer being on level 9 and Windrunner being on level 7. That's a big difference. And then also the supports that are lower on Natural 9 than they are on Ice Climbers. It adds up definitely, as we have got Nexus being dusted up. They might try to get him, they might be able to get him as well. There's no blink for another second there. Nexus trying to get himself out. I don't think he'll be able to do it though, and that is indeed the kill going to Shaitan. Important kill indeed, as Pugna still picks up a Windrunner, but that is a trade that you should make every single day that you can make it, because that is a worthy trade indeed. Even though giving up a tier 1 tower for that might not be that worthy, but let's see if they can do something with that. They do have the Rubik coming in from the side, but the Edict is just too strong. And Solo picks up the tower gold for that one, and the rest just gets themselves out. I mean, they used a lot of resources for that Phantom Lancer, and even then it might still be worth it, because they used every single hero to push down that tower. There were 4 heroes around there. They picked up the most important carry that the opponent team has, and in the meantime, this guy is happily free farming. And I do think that's indeed worth it. Gets a lance in the face, but will be able to back himself out. Slightly overextending, or at least, I'm not going to say overextending actually, so just slightly ballsy on the wrong side of the river, so to speak, as we have got the smoke up up on Ice Climbers, or at least on 2 of the supports. And they're going to, of course, try to go for a kill, even though, I mean, you know the combination that can come out from this one, and you know that in theory the opponent team should not have time to blink themselves away, but I'm not really sure if this is going to be working out. Maybe it's my mouse doing. Maybe they're going to be able to do this, but there's also a Rubik close by, and Harakun. Oh, and there's actually Sharfik coming in from the side. They find Godot. The Crepify and the Anti-Mage decide to go for Godot instead. Can they get it though? No, they cannot. Harakun already blinking away, and Godot still on the run. Telekinesis is there. And that's gonna be a Venomancer being lanced up, but they can't get anything now unless Natural 9 is overextending, but that's not gonna be the case. Nope, that's a wasted smoke. And again, wasted time. And wasted time is more important in this game than in not a game without a Phantom Lancer / Anti-Mage, because time is what you need to get your carry big enough. So the team that is giving away more time to their opponent's carry, which is in this case is Ice Climbers giving time to Natural 9's Anti-Mage, that is not good for them. Because again, the Anti-Mage was just farming again, or at least blinked away and continued farming elsewhere. And yeah, they might give a tower for that, and Phantom Lancer might be able to pick up the tower gold. But as soon as that Anti-Mage is big enough, I mean, gold is static, basically, apart from the denies, of course. You can try the deny. Nice! Nice! So far, for the static gold, that was a deny from the Venomancer wards. Nice one. But at some point, if the game is delayed long enough, your opponents will be able to get your towers as well. So it's not that big of a deal to give a tower away sometimes if you can then get extra farm upon your carry, so in this case the Anti-Mage. Because this is working out great for them. He's still looking to go for Battle Fury though, which is 16 minutes in, might be possible. I mean, if you look at Ice Climber's gameplay right now, they show their purpose. You know, there's like, okay, you know what, we don't want to be facing an Anti-Mage very late game, so we're gonna push now. And we're gonna hope to be able to do that as well on the tier 3 towers. So you either stop your Anti-Mage from farming and come face us and fight us, or we're gonna take your towers. Well, they now took down all the tier 2s, and they're gonna go for the tier 3s. There's no fortification anymore, and they might actually be able to do this. Natural 9, they're not ready to fight yet. And that time that they were giving the Anti-Mage, I mean, they're just making sure that it doesn't matter if the game is over in 10 minutes. That extra time that you gave him doesn't matter a single bit. 5 minutes even. It's already a tier 3 tower gone. Power Shot's still doing quite a bit, but oh, wait a second. Hello, Hurricane. Sonic Wave picks up 2. It's Sharfik that goes down to get him with Loic. Now Hurricane has to blink himself away from Nexus. In the meantime, Solo in a lot of trouble still has an Edika Nova on it. Kills off the Venomancer, but that doesn't matter because there's an ultra kill for Shaitan as he picks up the Leshrac, he picks up Dread. And the only one surviving is this guy right here. And I say surviving, but this might actually not be a good thing. Oh, Shaitan! He dies! Nexus picking up the kill. Unstoppable streak ended, and Nexus continuing to farm. At the same time, of course, Hurricane did not die in that fight. He was able to blink himself out of there in time. The barracks are still standing as well. But that Mana Void was pretty damn nice, because that gave the opportunity for Shaitan to pick up those kills. Without that Mana Void, that Sonic Wave would not have killed those 2 heroes for sure. So I do like it. He just steps away from farming for a second. Doesn't take the kills himself. I mean, that would of course be better, but still makes sure that his team is getting out ahead on a team fight. And then just continues farming straight away. In the meantime, looks like we're gonna have Risk in a lot of trouble. Tries to rinse run himself out of this one, and looks like he's gonna be successful. He's, by the way, going for a Mechanism, so not going for a Force Staff yet. I say yet, yeah. Mechanism is decent as well, and it's pretty nice. I mean, Venomancer's not gonna be getting enough gold to get it. Neither does the Rubik. Rubik is actually the one that's also buying all the dusts and the wards and stuff. Well, Venomancer's just been dying quite a few times. He's actually died 4 times. So out of the 13 kills that Ice Climbers has, that's 4 times his death rather. Oh, Hurricane trouble, blinks himself into safety. TP's out, should be able to do that, and there were again 4 heroes deployed to try and take him down. On the bright side is still also Nexus here, who's able to pick up the farm. But they're just gonna go 5-man Dota again, have the Mechanism up on the Pugna, BKB being built on the Leshrac. We've got the pipe completed on the Darkseer, and well, the rest is a bit supporty. 4 staff being built on Dread, but that's not really a surprise there at all, as we do have more push coming in. It's Risk as well as Godot trying to push them in the mid lane. Seeing if they can take a tower. I mean, like I said, this is static gold. This is the kind of gold that supports normally thrive of, because they kind of need that gold. They won't get gold from farm because your carries are supposed to be having that. They won't get gold from kills because your carries are supposed to be having that. You won't get gold from anything else apart from towers, or at least that's the theory. So having that tower gold is pretty big. In the meantime, Anti-Mage pushed down to tier 2 as well. Nice Shackle again, and a Sonic Wave over 2, and that's already Sharfik going down! Can they do more? Solo in trouble as well. Disruption there to save his life as Darkseer tries to get himself out as well. Power shot doesn't do that much. Solo will still take a dive, so it's a double kill again for Shaitan, and again they fight them off. Now there is one big issue with this kind of strategy that Ice Climbers are now adopting. If you do this too often, it means that you have 5 heroes in the same lane while Harakun is still farming elsewhere. He now picked up, oh, that was a BKB on the Queen of Pain by the way, but he picked up his Battle Fury. And he's going for Roshan. But if you do that too much, you are feeding your opponent team and they have more time to farm because you are sharing experience and gold on one lane with all 5 of your heroes while your opponent team at least have 2 lanes. 2, if you can't push in successfully, you're giving them kills, even though it's just 2 kills and just 2 support-ish heroes. Of course, Sharpik died as well, but I mean that's big. And the longer that goes on, the better that is for Natural 9, and it might actually be costing Ice Climbers the game at some point. And Sicko that picks up the Aegis. Harakun not really thinking he'd need it because he's not going to be in fight just yet, and he has got, of course. I mean, yeah, Shaitan has been a bit more in the fights and a bit more of a risk of dying. And the Mage's theory might be able to buy it back. But yeah, Aegis up on the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain was, of course, I mean, Shaitan has been doing an amazing job. He's got 10 kills. He's been in 12 out of the 16 kills so far, and has just been overall playing a very solid game. Mine is a bit on the mid game, but he managed to get on top of that one after that, or at least I'm not saying that he didn't do bad at all in the mid game, as in the mid lane, but he didn't win versus the Pugna, which is, well, after that first blood he kind of stooped back to being even again rather than being ahead. That's the point I wanted to make. So Shaitan has been doing, of course, an amazing job. Regardless. Let's go to this pushing mid. This is quite dangerous to be here for support Rubik. But I mean, they have a ward here, so he realizes that most are on the top lane, and if he can get a land of Fate Bolt or something, like now, he might actually be able to force them back to their base. And at some point that's of course going to be very important, and they're just going to try again. Harakun is around here as well. This time he's not farming just yet. In the meantime, Phantom Lancer split pushing with his illusions on the bottom lane, with the real Phantom Lancer actually teleporting back towards the mid lane. He still has his the same items as we saw before. He has got a level 2 Diffuser Blade going for Yasha. We'll be able to have it soon, as this time it's actually in their favor that they pretended to be pushing on the top lane, because they made sure that Natural 9 was stuck inside their base for a while they are clearing out the dire jungle. It's very simple. In the meantime, mid lane. This is the real Nexus. Hunting. Let's see if we can hunt something successfully. They do, of course, have that ward up on the high ground, so they see everything around here. They know what they're up against, they know who they're up against, and they also know that Harakun is not around there to fight. Harakun, who is now going to be having 3,200 gold, probably be going for a Manta style or something like that. And we'll see, or maybe even a BKB, depending on how comfortable he feels being up against the Phantom Lancer later on in the game. Let's see if this push is going to be a bit more successful. Sharpik putting himself on the line of danger, but the rest of his team is already backing off. As we do again have Shaitan on the middle lane. I mean, this is what you would expect. I mean, there's no opportunity anymore for Ice Climbers to do the same thing as they did before. Of course, I mean they failed twice in trying to push 5-on-5, so they're not going to be trying to do that again. Until they know that they're absolutely certain that they're ahead, which is the only way that you can do that, is to pick someone off and make sure you're fighting 4-on-5. And of course they don't want to be fighting up against that Aegis up on Shaitan either. So they're just waiting and trying to force stuff out, trying to force movement out from Natural 9 so that disrupts their farming. And maybe after that those 6 minutes are over, that the Aegis is there, they will be trying to go on again. But it's expected that they are indeed being passive, if you were. They're being fairly passive. I mean, they're trying to bait out mistakes from Natural 9, but Natural 9 is not going to let themselves get baited. I mean, all the time that they're getting is time that's welcome, because that's time that their anti-mage is getting farmed, and as long as anti-mage is getting farmed, they're happy, everybody's happy. Harakun is happy. Harakun is going to be finding Sharpik, is actually not going to go for that. He's got 5k gold, still hasn't gotten anything, and oh, what are you doing here? Ah, okay. Solid. So, it is... Welcome! Yeah, it is that game. Welcome to Anti-Mage versus Phantom Lancer game. Yay! Hear my enthusiasm! I'm gonna drink some water while we see risk tempting fate here up against the Phantom Lancer. If he gets a lance on his head, he might actually be dead, but it looks like Nexus is the real Nexus is already backing out. I like that he tried to hold up the creep wave for as long as this was needed for Harakun to jump in there without the tower taking that much last hits. And he did pick up a mount style straight off the bat. In the meantime, it's a Nexus that is also gonna go for that mount style. Hasn't complete, by the way, if he wants to can pick up the recipe. Solo is also still farming for that BKB, so he can actually stand around and running around with his Nova on, with his Edict on. He has been trying to do that, but he actually kind of dies, so that's not really ideal. But who knows? With that BKB, might be able to do just that. As the mount style indeed is complete upon Nexus. We'll be able to split push a bit better with that. And of course, the longer that these kind of games go on, I mean, yes, it's still carry versus carry, but the more important those supports also get to be. So, Lishrek going for BKB, pretty big indeed. Windrunner Shackles are going to be more and more needed, even though I have to say, the Shackles have been pretty solid for the times that the pushing came on the top lane. With 2-man Shackles almost every time. We're gonna of course have the Venomancer's Nova needed, but Nova is still level 1, and that is kinda painful. He needs to have that higher for sure, if he wants to be able to have a bit of an impact on the game. Especially if this Phantom Lancer is gonna get a heart at some point. I mean, yeah, the Nova is okayish to see which one is the real one, but if it's just level 1 Nova upon a Phantom Lancer that has a heart, that's not gonna work. In the meantime, Huracan's still pushing on the bottom lane, has got a double damage shoot on top of that as well, and might actually be popping his illusions just to continue pushing. I mean, that's something that an anti-mage can do just as well as a Phantom Lancer, even though Phantom Lancer can do it a bit better, personal opinion, is a split pushing. Just make sure that their opponents are constantly... Oh, almost got hit by the Shadow Poison. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. The meantime, the push again came on the top lane, but they weren't able to force a TP out of the anti-mage. He has got, of course, a TP scroll. Something that he needs because, you know, you never know when you're actually gonna go for this. Oh, Sharvik finds himself a... finds himself an anti-mage. And if you decrepify yourself, I mean, it's great, right? Because normally you pick up a Ghost Scepter, because that way you can stand up against an anti-mage, because, you know, he can't hit you. That's all fine and all that, but... you are gonna be submitting yourself to extra magical damage and mana void. Painful with the Decrepify on, and he just experienced that firsthand. And then Blink Dagger now up on the Rubik. I like it. More initiation. Better yet, if there's again a push on the top lane, wait a second, Harakun wants to go for this, or doesn't he? 3,700 gold up on the anti-mage. They want to try to force out that Aegis, but the Aegis is already gone. So they can't do that solo. Gotta be finding still Shaitan. One more hit needed, and he indeed goes down. Queen of Pain killing spree once again. In the meantime, top lane, bottom lane is the real Nexus. Is gonna be up against an anti-mage soon because he wants to defend his base. But look at that. That is painful. Fortification goes out. Here also comes the Queen of Pain. Has he got, of course, a Sonic Wave if he wants to, but is forced to blink away as well. Nexus, the real one, still sitting around here. Now only backs off. But the tier 3 tower still taking quite a bit of damage from that one, and that's just a small hint of the potential that you have with the split pushing Phantom Lancer, and that's why I said that. I mean, Phantom Lancer is still going to be the one that can split push a lot better than the anti-mage. But that was the real one, Harakun, and now he just has Blink on cooldown. Sonic Wave going through, they realize who the real one is. Do they have dust or something along the likes? Yes, they do. Something, there he goes. The Gem of True Sight will do the job. I was gonna say, I don't see a ward, so it has to be a gem. Nice kill, good kill, and that is something that they might try to capitalize on if they can do it. They have only 1 minute. There is there is buyback. There is buyback. They have to try to force out that buyback. see if they can do that. They are pushing on the top lane, they're pushing on the bottom lane, but on the top lane is going to be two smoked up heroes ready to do something. Haste rune up on there, and they're going to be sandwiched, 2 from the front, 2 from the back, and 2 in the middle, with only 1 now locked out of position. It will be Risk that will be taking a fall, vacuum back in, but it was Rubik that was able to blink himself out. But this is the real trouble right here. Bottom lane, Harakun and Shaitan going for solo. There's still no buyback. Solo already going down. Mana Void doing a lot of damage to Sharfrick as well. Mechanism not helping out anymore. There's no mana to Stalkers, no mana for that one. Blast still goes through, still no buyback. 11 seconds until the Phantom Lancer is back, and they decide to just head off in the horizon already, as Roshan will be up again in a half a minute's time. Let's see if they can. They should be able to take it again. Phantom Lancer might be there to try and dispute that, though. I mean, he should be able to do that still. I mean, you just saw it on the bottom lane. He was able to just stand there, hitting the anti-mage, hitting Shaitan also, just not giving anything about it. I'm saying it very polite. I was gonna say something else, but then I realized I shouldn't say that. But he can do that. But apparently he's not aware of the timer, or they decide to give it away, because Roshan will be taken down by Natural 9. No questions asked, no words up or either for Ice Climbers. And it's just, or at least not at the Roshan pit. Now they realize it, but now it's too late. And that's the Aegis on the floor. Hello, Aegis on the floor. Hello, Aegis on the floor. They still realize that. Well, that bait didn't work out, but it's again Shaitan that picks it up. Has got a sheep stick now also with that. And that's something that they need. As soon as they find the right Phantom Lancer, he's gonna be sheeped. He's not gonna be able to do stuff. I mean, it's one thing to be able to take on a Phantom Lancer, just, you know, on a man fight. It's another to actually be able to survive against him and all his illusions. So you kind of need to sheep him just so he can't hit you. I mean, it sounds simpler. It sounds stupid. But another carry you might be able to survive when he's just hitting you, but not with Phantom Lancer, because he'll create more of himself and you don't want him to do that. So sheeping him, solid option, as Darkseer's Illusion is trying to pull the lane back, as Harakun picks up the butterfly. Level 22 up on him right now, as we do have the levels being highly in his favor, because there is a Phantom Lancer which is level 18. But here it is again. The Nexus pushing a bottom. Harakun pushing top in the meantime. Let's see if he can jump into this. He's not by himself. It's also going to be Shaitan here. 3 defending on the bottom lane, 2 lane. In theory they should be able to do it, but it's difficult, of course, to go into your opponent's tier 2 tower knowing that everybody can TP in your face straight away. So you kind of have to be careful there. Unfortunately for us, because, you know, we kind of want kills and action and stuff. Or at least I do. Now we're still very much in favor of the anti-mage. We haven't checked the gold graph in a while because, I mean, it feels even, it looks even. 3k gold difference is really nothing. And this was the point where Ice Climbers, of course, had all those towers. But Natural 9 didn't, so then they took the towers back, kills over back and forth, and I mean, 3k gold. It's nothing. But one thing that we have to say, that 3k gold is only anti-mage. And then some. And that is big. That's the time that was given to him by Ice Climbers, by their split push. At the same time, experience graph is very much in favor of Natural 9, because, I mean, the earlier kills were taken by Ice Climbers, the later kills were mostly taken by Natural 9s. Yes, there have been some exchanges, but mostly by Natural 9. And it's very simple. It's later kills mean more experience. There we have it. More experience going the way of Natural 9, but that doesn't matter. I mean, yes, levels are nice, but the thing that matters right now, next to the farm of the main carries, because it does matter. But the thing is, this game will be decided probably only the moment that one team makes a mistake, and the other team is able to profit from it. Greatly, like picking up a Phantom Lancer, as we saw earlier happening already. If the lanes are totally in your favor, and you pick up one of your opponent's teammates, especially if you pick up their carry, you should be able to take it if there's no buyback. But it's small decisions, like blinking in blindly, not knowing who you're going to be blinking into. Might be something that Harakun should be worrying about. I mean, what is Pugna? Pugna has actually got an Aghanim, so lifesteal going the way of him. We have 4 staffs all over the place. They kind of need a sheepstick for themselves though, even though they... Well, I'm saying sheepstick... Yeah, they need a sheepstick, just so that he can't blink out. I mean, they don't need to stop him from attacking because it doesn't really matter. Nexus won't die from it, but he might be trying to blink out if there is a man fight there. We have, of course, got Phantom Lancer building towards a heart. No real surprise there, as we have 4k gold upon this anti-mage, and it looks like with that Aegis that they have, they might want to try to force out something. Even though they don't have a Venomancer with them, Venomancer is farming someone on the top lane. Venomancer is going to go for BKB as well. I mean... He wants to also stand there and at least be able to survive after getting his, Oh, wait a second. There goes Shaitan. Oh, trouble for him. 1 second until he can blink again. Vacuum's still in, but the blink is still there. But that is just... Oh, Shaitan, another one. And he goes down. That's Aegis gone. Why run back? But he should be able to blink away straight away. BKB on actually gets ready for a Sonic Wave. Decided not to do it though. It's there's a disruption. Also, Harkoon blinking in, blinking out. They can't get anything. Lances hit back and forth as its telekinesis goes up on a fake one, but just jumping towards the lower ground to make sure that he can't attack anymore. And this was actually slight overextension from Natural 9. They shouldn't have gone in there, and oh, Godot is gonna pay for that one by the looks of it. Yep, there he goes. And now Harkoon can still blink himself away. Should be able to do that. Will need to do that. Like I said, just one of these mistakes might be a bit more costly than you would initially anticipate for. Just having one person at the wrong place at the wrong time, as you have anti-mates going for a Skull Basher, and now a Scythe and Vice also up on the Darkseer, because they need that control. As said, buyback from the Rubik. And that's probably all they wanted, at least a buyback, and they back off again. They can't stay here, because next they might be the ones to make a mistake to overextend. They've been here before. At the base of Natural 9 that is, and died at the base of Natural 9 as well, so they don't want to be having that one. As, hey! Didn't he have a anti-mage outfit before? Oh wait, that was in the previous game, wasn't it? Wow! My brain works odd. There we go. I really thought he had that outfit. He only died once, by the way, quite impressive to see. As it's of course Shaitan that's highest up on that list of kill deaths and assists, but having only died once as an anti-mage, pretty damn sweet. Been in 6 kills compared to Phantom Lancer being in 7 kills. Phantom Lancer who has his heart complete, and they're gonna go for the top lane. I mean, if Phantom Lancer has a bundle of illusions and sends them all towards the barracks, they might be able to do something there. There's no fortification. Power Shot will try to slow down the wave, but look at those illusions. Exclamation mark come out. Harkoon is going to be there as well. Fate Bolt's going through. Gale's telekinesis. They need to stop this because otherwise, I mean, slowly but steadily, this barracks will drop. Look at that. And with each wave, in theory, you should be able to do that. And then slowly but steadily, those barracks will drop. But for now, he's going to be backing off. As Harkoon also not able to farm anymore. Or at least he was called back by his team to be there for an engagement that did not happen, and that's something that costs him time, and time is money, and money is items. That's one. Items. Yeah, we do of course have the Aegis gone. We have 2,500 gold already up on the Queen of Pain again. And this game has now gone on for 39 minutes. It feels like it's longer if you not for the time of the game, but for if you look at the heroes, what the heroes actually have. But that's because there's not been that many kills, so the heroes haven't lost that much gold, and you know, that's why everybody's seemingly close to done with these items. Well, close, I say close. Yeah, maybe close. Apart from the supports. Veteran's a level 12 still. Cutie pie. Yeah, Blink Dagger up on the Rubik. I mean, it's all very nice and all that. BKB up on solo. Shadow Demon having that 4 staff, but will it make a difference later on? It all depends on that anti-mage. And they smoke up. Let's see if they can find something. Roshan is gonna be up again in 2 minutes. So if they win this fight, maybe they can get him. Maybe they can get an anti-mage, but anti-mage blinks himself away. Up and away. Even a blind blink. I mean, he didn't even know that their opponent was there. It's just, you know, or maybe he did. The Ancients left alone. Shadow Demon picks up a Blink Dagger as well, so more mobility for him. And all of a sudden, 5 heroes on this bottom lane ready to force down a tier 3 tower that's already below half HP to begin with. So very damn nice. Shadow Demon gonna make some more illusions of Nexus, and that's of course, I mean, Shadow Demon is considered one of the counters, or not counters, one of the heroes that you can do something against the Phantom Lancer with. But they were on the same team, so making illusions of Phantom Lancer normally works against the Phantom Lancer, but if you're on the same team, you actually get more illusions, and those illusions make illusions. So that's pretty impressive pushing power that you have that. I know, pretty impressive pushing power. I said it. And you don't even have to put yourself at risk for it. And you don't give the opponents any gold for it. They do have a push-in coming from the on tier 2 top and the tier 2 middle. So they will be backing off for that one. And more importantly, they will be backing off for Roshan soon, most likely. Shaitan might be in some trouble here. They're gonna come in. They are smoked up. They are ready for this. They want to start off with the disruption. Is that blink there already there? Yes, it is. So one blink forward, but the blink forward goes on from Shaitan first. Shaitan has no idea that they're coming for him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Blink. Disruption. Soul Catcher. What's there? More. Sicko. No blink away because he's got turned into a piglet, and that's a Gem of Truth hat on the floor. And that is the sheepstick demonstrated by the Darkseer, and the buyback comes instantly.
Long live the queen.
And Roshan, of course. And go in the way of Natural 9 again because that excursion actually cost them quite a bit of time. You know about time. I'm not gonna say that again. Abyssal Blade up on Harakun right now, so we'll be able to do something against the Phantom Lancer if he realizes which one is the real one. Pretty needed to know, and they actually find the real one. They turn him into a piglet, but now he splits already. Vacuum back in there. Gonna be Shaitan that gets out. Antimate in the meantime cleans out on the side. Picks up a triple kill with the Mana Void. Goes on Nexus right now. Abyssal Blade's still there, but he doesn't find the right one. Does find the Darkseer. Gets an ultra kill. Gem back on the floor for Natural 9. But it is, or at least should be, unless Illusions destroyed it. No, it is Venomancer's inventory right now. But that is the only one survivor, the only sole survivor for Ice Climbers, and that is just how fast it can go. I mean, yes, they might have had a chance of killing Nexus, perhaps. It was, of course, a part of the fight where I was focusing on. They had pretty good control of him. But with Harakun just focusing down those supports, they didn't stand a chance. And the Mana Void probably hit another Crepify target, to be fair. I mean, that's yeah, triple kill for that one. Gets an ultra kill and pushes onward. They do still have the Aegis with that as well. Turn the Darkseer into a piglet, and he is dead for the second time in a row, and no buyback anymore for him because he just bought back already. Fortification goes on. They will get their own tier 3 tower with this. Might even try to go for the barracks with the Mountain style still there for the Antimates. Escape mechanism still there. Leshrac done stolen by Godot. Of course, one thing to remember is Split Earth is more powerful in the hands of a Rubik than it is in the hands of a Leshrac, and they pick up one set of barracks, and they're gonna roam around to go for the second racks if they can get it. But here comes Nexus, launches a lance, but they blink themselves away. Disruption catches out the Soul Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage is gonna be just fine. He turns around, goes for Solo. It's Venomancer that picks up the last hit. Harakun blinks out from that life drain from Sharfik. And that's gonna be Sharfik backing off again because he got hurt by the illusions from the Anti-Mage as Venomancer goes down. Sealed to the Phantom Lancer on the side. As this is a back and forth. Nice shackle, the Crepify there as well, and the Scream, and that's a kill. Monster kill, Mana Void goes up. Nexus will be able to get himself out, but that's gonna be just fine. That's, of course, it was the Gem of Truth that was on the Venomancer, so he did not get a chance to get that one done anymore as Anti-Mage just clears out that ward and blinks himself out, goes for the tier 3s, just wants to go for the towers, just wants to go for solid game advantage, aka creeps that are bigger than your opponent's creeps. Vacuum inside Darkseer will get some nice illusions there, and that's Shaitan. Trouble, not a blink there. There's a gem, goes down. Anti-Mage, did he pick it up? No, Windrunner didn't pick it up either. That is Shaitan indeed going down. 6,800 gold up on the Anti-Mage, and he doesn't have Boots of Travel or anything. But luckily there's a Venomancer there defending their barracks. And Hurricane just gonna continue farming. They did not get these barracks, by the way, which is quite painful for Natural 9. They spent a lot of time trying to get for that, but they did get a lot of kills out of that, and they did get ahead. We do see the gold graph dropping very, well, plummeting rather, towards in favor of Natural 9, with experience graph not as convincing, because there were kills back and forth, but still in favor of Natural 9 for sure. But let's see if they can get something done here on this bottom lane. There's no tier 3 towers here anymore, so they might be able to do something with everybody alive for Ice Climbers, and the Queen of Pain actually still dead, with no chance of buying back, because her buyback is still cool. She of course bought back before the Roshan kill after dying on that top lane there. But let's see if they can do without her. The real Nexus there as well. They find him. That's gonna be Missile Blade still not being used. He gets turned into a pig. And Harakun goes down. Needs to buy back. Buys back. In the meantime, solo BKB on Edicton picks up Godot, who buys back as well. Nexus gonna be on the run, will be able to jump himself out of that place as Shadow Demon disrupts an anti-mage who tries to go on more targets, gets himself a kill on the Puckman, gets himself a kill on the Darkseer, with Nexus still going down as well, but he bought back, and there goes the Shadow Demon, triple kill going the way of the anti-mage. And the only one staying alive through that one was actually the little Shrek. On the side of Ice Climbers, of course. In the meantime, Bear is still staying alive. Pretty nice for Natural 9. It's a fight that they started out, of course, on uneven ground without that Queen of Pain. Now, it didn't come cheap, because they did have to buy back 2 of their heroes. One, of course, being the Anti-Mage, which is... I mean, yeah, he has the gold, that's all fine and stuff, but if he buys back, it means he doesn't have a buyback anymore. I know, it's obvious, but it's kind of important. The only upside that he has is that he knows that Phantom Lancer also bought back. I also lost a lot of gold. He is actually a lot poorer than the Anti-Mage is, and if you look at net worth, I mean, there's no secret that Anti-Mage is ahead on net worth. Just the Anti-Mage can be only 3, Phantom Lancer can be zillions. They're gonna go for the mid lane, which is quite surprising since they already have mid lane, but they might try to push in mid lane and then go for the bottom lane racks, or rather go for the last tier 2 tower that's still standing. Taking out the inches on the way. Illusion Rune there as well. If you look at the map, there's no wards up for either team. Of course, there's been gems on either side, basically the same gem that's been passed back and forth the entire time, which is now still in the hands of Shaitan, or again in the hands of Shaitan, I should say. And they back off. I'm not going for a tier 2. Smoke up actually for Ice Climbers. Let's see if they can do something with that. But the butterfly completed up on the Phantom Lancer. He went all in. No buyback. No nothing.